Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Welcome back. Welcome back harder.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Don't sing.
Don't sing?
Don't sing. Kodak, be
I'd
quiet.
rather listen to that thing bark,
Well,
and
she's
there's a
either
cat
gonna bark
walking
or
across
she's
the
gonna
hall.
scratch.
Get that cat out of here. And remember, see that man with two brains? Get that cat out of here. Steve Martin, during surgery, cat's walking across the thing. Get that cat out of here.
Get that cat.
Get that cat out of here. Great movie. Welcome back
Bonsoir.
to that same old place that we laughed about.
Bonsoir, mes
We
amis.
can't have the dog doing
It's
that.
gonna
all the
happen.
time.
It's either she's gonna
Then
scratch
she
on the
needs
door.
to go in the room. It's gonna bark. That's her dog, by the way. Untrained. Thing runs out of the house every chance it gets.
Yo, yo, yo.
How you doing in Sicily?
Only because you are special. That's why. I can't say exactly what I want to
Well, that was
say.
sweat of you. I'm special.
Yeah,
Thank
special.
you. You're special too, honey.
I know.
Welcome back. Did you get it?
No,
Oh, I thought
she's
you were
eating
getting
my
a fly. One of the pig flies that flew in.
No. Lila Blue.
There's somebody
out of there.
stealing our content. Shocker.
Woo!
Shocker.
Let me guess. Oriental lady making toys.
It is incredible.
Hey.
I can't talk with her, with the dog and her going on the blue kitty. It's incredible the way those accounts have grown on TikTok. But finally, after enough getting on people, it's sitting with the IT team right now. I'm getting email updates, so hopefully those fake imitation channels will be gone shortly. So that's the update.
That's it. You're going in the room. You're going in the room. Get your butt. No.
That dog is the most.
Get.
That dog's Gen Z or
Get.
Gen whatever.
Get.
Or millennial. It's the most entitled dog in the world.
Now you're done.
And now she's going to start scratching on the door because now she's angry.
Well,
Mike, I don't. They're taking care of what I sent to them today. I spent a good hour with somebody over at TikTok. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that have most creators. If you reach a certain number of followers, you're going to have that happen. You heard the U2 song? How about one man came in the name of love.
if you're singing, I'm leaving.
One man came, I tried, but I have zero support. I mean, everyone, my dad likes my singing.
No, he doesn't.
People love commenting on how bad my singing is, but you just gonna get up and leave.
I'm gonna leave.
Shot rang out in a Memphis sky.
Oh my God. Get out of my flowers. Go.
She can't.
Lila Blue. We're not gonna be doing this shit.
I hope she gets you. That cat, we have a feisty cat. That's our latest rescue cat. I brought that cat home from a field. I thought it was a kitten. It had no hair on its backside. It was almost dead. And now it's like a 6-year-old.
Lila?
Turned out to be a 6-year-old cat.
And she answers to Lila too. She knows that.
She's Lila Blue.
Look at her. Oh,
Lila Blue.
She's going back to the. I have.
She's eating Danielle's flower. Right? Why don't you move the flowers?
I am going to. Missy.
Why am I scared of my wife? You'd be scared too. Trust me.
Don't cater to the trolls. Dan, don't cater to the trolls.
I can't cater.
Don't cater.
How you doing up in Canada?
If you don't want me to
How you
talk
doing
to
in
the
Western
trolls,
Michigan?
Don't cater to them.
She is a force, Brandy. She's a force to be reckoned with, and here she comes. Look out, whoever it was that made that comment.
Who made it?
I don't remember.
I'm coming in for that person. One.
Open the door, I'm
No,
outside.
Terry, open the door.
The half door is working great, except I will tell you,
It keeps us up more.
it's kind of funny because Grandpa does not like the half door. He does not like being locked into our side. So every time I hear him, I listen to him go to the bathroom. He goes to the door and he's reaching down trying to open that thing up. He doesn't, I don't blame him one bit, and I knew Mark and I, when we had to decide what to do, one of the reasons we ruled out memory care is because you can't lock my dad in. You just can't. I mean, he's up and he would be there all night if I didn't get up and convince him to go back to bed. and let him know, Dad, I'm locked in with you right next door, and you can always get in to see us. It's so the half door is just you can see it in on the other one. They don't have to move it, but that's it. Show them how we shut it, and our bedrooms are in there. My dad's bedroom and my bedroom. So we shut that door at night to prevent my dad from walking out. He can get to the bathroom. We can get to our room.
So he gets up a lot. I think now that we know that
he can't get out.
He can't get out. So we hear him more. I think
we hear him more, but it's less stressful.
It's less stressful
because I don't have to worry about him walking into the kitchen. Anytime I don't hear anything, I have to get up, and sometimes
no, the door does not work for Dan.
Sometimes he's already back in bed, but I've already gotten up out of bed, and my sleep is lacking, and I'm not a good sleeper anyway. So it really has helped. One of the viewers came up with that idea. It really has helped.
Rich Q.
And I sleep better because of that door.
We sleep better, but it's still, we are more aware because he'll sit and fumble, fiddle fuck around.
The barbecue chicken salad, that was an old video, and it was damn good. I'm a light sleeper. It's tough for me to sleep. My ADHD and my restless mind syndrome, it gives me difficulty, and it always has my whole life. I made it up. RMS, restless mind syndrome. All right. You won't find it. Don't Google it. I just made it up.
It does not stop Dan from eating.
Ultra. Hey, I'm doing better. If you notice, I'm on a downswing.
Dan had mental health issues before we started with Grandpa, so it's okay.
ADHD is a mental health issue. That's absolutely correct. But
yes, Dan needs to.
You don't have to characterize it as mental health issues.
Very, very. It's not me. It's your followers.
Don't cater to the trolls.
It's mental health. It is.
It is mental health.
I'm not ashamed. I have mental health.
I am not ashamed. I am petrified.
Oh Lord! What? Stop copying me.
I didn't copy you. That's some woman sang that song.
No.
Yes, no. You guys know what I'm talking about? People know from that. I can't carry a melody, but I think people can recognize it.
Today I have been diligently working on my catching up and taxes and all this shit that I need to do and paying bills and hold on.
Millipig, she is a millipig, a hungry pig, a silly pig. I sing that to the pig at night, actually, a lot. Like if I'm sitting out there at night and there's a bunch of cats and dogs and the pig's in there, and when I sing it, the pig, it knows the pig is smart. It knows who I'm talking about. ADHD, autism, and OCD, that is a challenge. I hope they are on the minor side of the spectrum. That is a challenge. I mean, they're all kind of probably connected together. Diana Ross, that's exactly right. Thank you. That's what I was doing. I will survive. Oh, at 3, that is really tough because they don't have. There are medications that can help all of those things, at least the ADHD and the OCD. Thanks, Sly Stick. I appreciate that. ADD, managed mind. Oh, there are advantages to autism and ADHD. I mean, I personally believe ADHD is related to a gene that probably back to the time when we were hunters and gatherers, somebody had to be awake at night and look out for the village and, be aware for threats and be ready to go. And I think my great, whatever, how many times back ancestor was that person. And thank you. You passed that gene down for a couple thousand years or 5,000 years, and now I can sleep at night. So it's better than getting, attacked by Neanderthals, I guess. I don't have to worry about that.
Neanderthals?
Lucky, I am not in. Danielle is trying something. I don't know what she's on. I'm done with any kind of medicines. I've done it. I did it for ADHD. I abuse them. It's just I'm trying to do it all naturally. I mean, I do self-medicate, right? And the ferns, so I can't say I'm, I just try and take the edge off. But and I deal with it. I deal with it at this point in my life. not well all the time, but you know, you learn how to coping mechanisms and things like that. And fishbowl. Grandpa's in there eating. I will give him your regards. Mama Bear, that is great. What a wonderful thing to do. I mean, you know, there's so many people that can't do what we're doing. So caregivers that have the love and compassion and give that in helping other people's parents, you guys are heroes in my book. I did criminal law and personal injury for money. Gummies are.
Garden. You have to say garden.
Garden gummies or garden. They're difficult for me to control, and I don't like it. You know, I don't like it hanging around in the morning. So I do what where I can do it. I know exactly what dosing I'm getting, and I
Larry,
know when
we
it's
have
going
no
to wear out.
FB accounts, and Grandpa has never managed his ADHD.
I have my Facebook
Thanks,
account
Nicole.
is just a few people from high school and close friends and family. So I've never posted anything, you know, on any social media stuff except for, you know, updates, and so we do not. But you might see like fake accounts on Facebook or
That's what they're talking
Instagram reels that they show on Facebook that could be mine, but I don't post on Facebook. It's just my personal
Neither of us do.
stuff.
Hello, my Lenny cat.
Oh yeah,
Thanks,
Catherine, I'm sure Texas will come around soon.
River Girl, we are not sharing any pics, so you are following a troll. Yes. Thanks, Chris.
What kind of pics?
Yeah, they're stealing pics from me, and
Well, how are they stealing? They hacked your phone?
they hacked my Facebook. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, your Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told you to shut it down a long time
Hi,
ago.
J-Star.
How you doing in Madison?
No Twister Moody for me. Thanks, Jessica.
Amy, we are making progress on the fake accounts. Significant progress today.
Well, Dan's not mine yet.
Well, we're going to start with the big ones that have, you know, hundreds of thousands of duped followers that think they're following the right channel. So the big ones, and then we'll work from there.
Yep.
Thank you, Amanda. Yes, she was my purple shirt. This is The Longest Day. It's a fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association, which we support. The link is in my bio. It's always there. And you know, our content, you have dementia content. So it's the perfect fit. If you guys can give anything, we have nothing to do with it. All the money goes straight to the association. We don't see it.
How do I tell
But
if
it's a
a fake
great
account?
it's a great way. It's a great cause to donate to.
Kim Bebo, Boo. Dan has one account on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, TikTok and YouTube. That's it.
And you're on my
And
TikTok
you're on
account
his
right now.
TikTok account. It's his only account.
Purple rain, purple rain.
That's it.
My favorite Prince song is Raspberry
And if
Beret.
you follow me, all
In through the outdoor.
all of my-
outdoor. What?
all of my
And
accounts,
if it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. Go ahead.
all my accounts are listed in my link tree. Grandpa has no account either. There's a pop watch. There's all sorts of.
There's all sorts of stuff. We can't get too excited about it. It is what it is. Most, you know, a
Kelly,
lot of
stay
creators have
tuned.
to deal with it. What?
Shiny head. He just
I have
showed
my
me.
shiny head. Shiny, happy people. What? These comments remind me of a song. A little REM there. Shiny, happy heads. Shiny, happy
Johnny.
heads.
I'm the last priority in this family, just so you know. It's okay.
You
Karen.
know that you are your first
Karen,
priority.
be a better woman, please. Jeez Louise. No, he's the first one so far, Jessica, with Alzheimer's. or dementia.
Grandpa doesn't have a phone anymore, so he's not posting on TikTok. Grandpa's doing great. Elisa, thanks for asking.
Marianne, you can block the fakes. You can literally block them.
It was a very great morning, and in fact, the videos that I posted today on YouTube is from this morning. It was amazing, and then about 4 o'clock this afternoon, something shifted. Sundowning set in,
Really
and
bad today.
it was really bad. I mean,
Come on, Tracy.
it's gonna be a tough video to watch tomorrow.
I took one too.
How much y'all Patreon's tiers? I don't even know what tiers are.
I'm the first tier, $5.
We're just one tier.
One tier. My link tree, I have all my accounts. My first account, Yo Adrian, is almost 700,000. My Mrs. D Cell NorCal 3 is 120, and my Mrs. D Cell NorCal 2 is like 15,000.
Is marriage the ultimate accomplishment?
No.
I think it's, if you can stay married for a long time, I think it is an accomplishment, because marriage is work like anything else.
It's a job.
And you run into obstacles and barriers and, mental illness and other things that can make it really difficult. And, getting through it and having the dedication to stick it out is definitely an accomplishment.
Any tips, patience? Knowing that the disease is the problem, not the person.
Sundowning is when...
And know that you're gonna lose it sometimes, it's okay.
Sundowning is when someone experiences really significant confusion and difficulty. And it's associated with almost all forms of dementia, usually at night or when the person's tired, or if he falls asleep and happens to wake up, at the wrong time, we see sundowning. And we haven't, he's been really good for the last, I'd say 4 weeks or so, even past the surgery. Today was the worst sundowning I've seen. I mean, he wanted to go home. I got to go home. How am I going to get home? My parents are in Oakland. I need to make sure my parents are all right. It was that kind of afternoon. And I tried to, my video is that I will post tomorrow is trying to walk him through that. And you think Lisa, and you watch the video, Lisa is having a hard time. Lisa just lost her mom. She had been on, she's TikTok, Dementia TikTok, and she was, on the journey with her mom. I think she's a teacher, and she just recently lost her mom. And I'm watching, because, guess where all of these stories end? They all end in the same place. And so I'm watching how she's dealing with it, and it is hard. I mean, not only when you're a caregiver, it's not just losing your parent, but think about it. The last 3 years of my life have been taking care of this man. So it's way more and way beyond just, getting a call, I'm sorry, your dad didn't make it. I mean, there's gonna be a huge void, right? Not just that he's not here, but all of a sudden, what am I gonna do all day? I mean, it really dominates my life, and I know when that day comes, it's going to be very difficult, and I'm sure Lisa is going through really, some form of that. So, thank you, Dora. I will look tomorrow. My dad has never gotten violent, not in his pre-sickness and not in his sickness. He was never a violent man. We have tussled a few times when I was younger, and I can tell you, if he chose to get violent, he would have been a hell of an adversary, because he's a strong. You can see how, his constitution, the way he heals from this, and he's just solid. He has not taken one pain pill in any of the surgeries that I can remember. Not a Tylenol, not a Motrin. And we're asking, Dad, do you feel any pain? Are you hurt? And he does feel it. He just deals with it like in a way that I couldn't. I'd be whining and crying like a baby. But my dad is just a different generation. He's a different person, and he is tough as nails. My dad does eat a lot of fresh fruit. He eats today, he's been eating plums, he's been eating pears. We cut up fresh fruit, put it in his salads. He eats a lot. He eats really healthy. Jen, my dad did not have anesthesia. Before it would take a major situation for us to subject him to anesthesia. Something that was immediate and needed to be attended to, and there was no alternative, and it would still be a major decision. Because it would be just, anesthesia is not a good combination with dementia, especially advanced dementia. So luckily we didn't have to deal with anesthesia. It was all local. We have not. The last time he had anesthesia was when he had to have his TAVR, his heart valve replaced, and he was probably, the doctor said he was, he could have died at any moment before that was done. It was so blocked up in there. Like when I inserted it, it sucked in. It was just, he needed to have that done. And that was the last time he had anesthesia. And I don't even know if he's fully recovered from that a year ago. You know, it's hard to tell what's related to specific trauma and what's normal decline over time. But he's sure healing up fast. I mean, you can't, all the scabbing is off his face. It's just a little red line on his face. I don't heal that fast. You know, I get a little cut, my cat scratches me on my arm, you know, like right here, that thing's been there for 3 days. It was just a little tiny scratch. So, I mean, the man heals like nobody I've ever seen. Oh, I have respite. Her name is Danielle. I mean, literally, and Mark and Andrew, they are my respite. We've looked into bringing somebody in, and I guess there's not enough utility to do that yet for a few hours because we are really handling it ourselves. And he, you know, it doesn't require 100% of the time attention. You know, he can sit down and amuse himself with the TV for an hour and a half, and that's a respite in itself.
We have a little bit of a conflict coming up in 2 weeks. He's
And
going to be gone,
It's all right.
and Andrew's going to pull in.
Andrew's going to
He's
step
gonna
up.
Pull in. Yeah. Yay for the fast healing, Marianne. I agree. And
Inlet lady, that, you know, dealing with bringing people in is difficult. It's another stress. You have to deal with all of their issues, the timing, waiting, coming
my
back.
teeth from the
It is,
red
it's
one.
all, you know, anything beyond your day-to-day routine is a stress when you're dealing with your
that's
dad or someone with dementia.
Hey, Sam. No, Sundowning, yes, does hit, but Rooster Man, it's different every day.
Lori,
Every
same,
day, different.
same, a lot of pain, and you know, that's probably from an enlarged prostate. It's pushing on his bladder.
Is Andrew patient? Yes, very patient.
Andrew is
Andrew's
great.
probably better than anybody.
I mean, he really is good. Like
Yeah.
when I lose it or he hears me yelling,
He gets mad.
Andrew will come down and you know, intervene. He'll let me, give me a break because he knows that I'm just, you know, beyond my limit at that moment, and he is wonderful.
And then I walk in the door, and then he has to tell me all about it.
Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the reverse hours, sleeping all day and up all night.
Oh God, it's like
I
a baby.
feel for you.
It's like a baby.
I mean, my dad, it's more like
Oh,
up all
it's like
day,
my
up all
son's.
night. So
He is a kind soul.
he is a
And
very
I don't
kind
even know.
soul.
Sometimes we look at each other and we're like,
How did we create that?
How
Because
did-
we're
how did we get that guy?
we're not good, you know. We are not that
No,
kind,
Cameron loves
and
fishing.
he just. And my mom says the same thing. Where did that kid come from? And I have a niece who's the same way. My sister's daughter. They just, I don't know.
Do you guys do
flukes.
anything to prevent dementia? You can't prevent it. If it's
You-
gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
you-
Law school
hel-
at 38.
A healthy lifestyle
Any
is
thoughts?
the best way to prevent dementia, and
Parker.
exercise.
Parker says law school at 38. Thoughts?
What's that? That's
Parker.
just fine. I mean,
Do it.
go
Why
to law
not?
school at any age.
YOLO. No, we
The-
won't
the-
give
the-
him any pills.
The more life experience you have, the better lawyer you will be. And that's without, you know, there may be, you know, a Harvard lawyer at 23 who comes out and can recite, you know, the Magna Carta, the Constitution, the, you know, Federalist Papers, and every case, you know, since 1780, they can recite. They still have no life experience and have difficulties dealing with, you know, people, the problems that walk in their office, because oftentimes you need a lot more than a legal solution.
Yeah. And look at, I think
congratulations,
your
Hox.
brother-in-law, Jay, went to law school.
Well, my brother-in-law went to, we call him Harvard, that's just what we call him, his name is Jay, but he went and he got a degree in mathematics, and then he was involved in founding some tech company in the 80s, made a lot of money, and then liked working with the lawyers in that IPO, and then he went back to law school. And so he's got like 3 Harvard.
Emily,
he's
you
calling
can.
Harvard.
Email me, mrsdsalnorcal3@gmail.com.
Les, good luck on your
Good
journey.
luck. It's scary waiting. I was just talking, our oldest daughter was here last night. She's beginning her 3L tonight. Tonight is her first 3L class. And that's what she said. She's like, it's so crazy to me. And then bar prep is all next year for the most part. She's taking her MREs, is that right? On Wednesday, she's taking her MREs.
That's
So-
just the ethics portion of the book.
Still, when did you take it? Before?
You take it in law school.
Oh.
Somebody asked, when do I remember the first time? Yes. I mean,
First time
the
of
first
what?
2 or 3 times when you knew something was wrong.
With your dad?
I mean, I knew we had a lot of clues, and then I remember when wow, this is something that was so, he had closed a bank account with a decent amount of money. And my dad never does that. I mean, would never walk around with, he would go right to the
With
bank.
a big
But
check.
he had a big check in his wallet for like 2 weeks.
And nobody knew.
And you're right, nobody knew. And if he had lost that check, nobody would have known at that point. No, nobody was watching close enough. And I discovered it, and that was like, holy shit.
That was scary.
That was scary.
That was scary. Dan lost his marbles.
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, what are you doing walking around with this? I mean, it was a cashier's check. It was just scary, and he didn't remember it was in his wallet.
Didn't know.
And
Had
this
no
is like,
idea.
you know, he's living on his own. He's driving. This is the very beginning.
Ugh.
And then we watched, you know, all the different signs develop.
Like all the tickets or running red lights and everything else.
Thank you, Joglin.
What's happening?
I burped while I was talking. Your mom's you know, my dad's personality has stayed.
Eh.
We're lucky. I mean, he's pretty much the same.
He's gotten much sweeter.
Well, he's sweeter, but he's the same. He's less feisty and less, you know, confrontational. But his personality is basically the same.
Beer GERD.
Tonya, the algorithm is weird. We've been posting. I mean, I haven't been posting as much, but like yesterday
weird.
I posted and I didn't realize we were in the car, so it didn't go out on the For You page.
Hard when your siblings don't. You know, how did we get him to move in with us? It was really easy, Dana. We've literally, with all the big monumental things, no car, no this, no that, moving in, he has been a freaking trooper. A freaking trooper.
And he had no problem. He wants to live with his kids. That's what he wants. So for him, it was not a problem. My mom is a very different story. She's fiercely independent. She does not want to, you know, cause issues for her children or in any way disrupt their life. And, you know, despite promising her that's not the way it is, she's still very adamant about her independence.
Very adamant. Very adamant. And for all you guys getting on this journey, good luck. Just give you guys some just deep breaths. Your feelings are valid. Your frustrations are valid. You're going to lose it, and it's okay.
And try not to feel guilty.
Don't feel guilty.
The guilt, you know, they don't remember, but the caregiver does. And I did it, and I you know, I don't even follow my own words. I flipped out. Two weeks ago.
Goodman. Very close.
You know, Danielle was gone. I had my dad all day. I had driven him all the way to the Bay Area to have lunch with my brother. My mom was with us. My dad was like nonstop on the way back. He was irritating my mom with his repetition. And she's, you know, she's old herself and has it, you know, she can't deal with it the same way we do. So my stress level was up to here. And then I got home and he refused to take his pills, which is like something that gets me.
That's when Andrew was here.
And that's when I blew up and I, you know, said things like, if you don't take your pills, I'm going to have to put you in a home, you know, and then I see his eyes, you know, but you reach that point, you can't help it.
Don't feel guilty.
And I felt horribly guilty, but luckily Andrew came down, you know, as that went on, and then then my kid comes down. I want to set a good example for my kid, calm me down.
And Queen Bee, and that's the guilt is overwhelming, and it can be, but I have learned to let that go because I know he's going to forget it. It's something that I need to work on, and I know that it happens. My feelings are valid, and it is what it is. And you know what? He still appreciates it, nonetheless. Despite the frustrations, the anger, everything else that happens, he still wants to be here.
Thank you.
Wants to be here. And he doesn't remember. So it's kind of a blessing in a way.
Anita, you gotta let it go. You look at everything else you're doing, right? And you just look at the big picture.
And they wouldn't hold you accountable for that. They would, whoever you're caregiving for, I knew Ed.
In their right mind, they would understand.
And he sometimes says, I'm sorry, I know I'm frustrating you. I'm sorry, I just don't understand. And he understands it. They understand, and they wouldn't pay no mind to it because they would get it.
Yeah, they would understand, and not that these words mean anything, because you know when I see my dad's terror, you know, in his face, that's what haunts me, you know. Today, I said it, even though it's probably exaggerated in my mind, it still bothers me.
Yes, we went on a trip with him.
Yeah, we've taken him on a cruise.
We took him to Nashville.
That's right. You took him to Nashville.
I took him to Nashville by myself, you guys.
Before he got sick. Yeah. Kelly Adams, I don't know. Sometimes he thinks he's in Australia or Japan or Nashville or wherever. And so I don't know if those are hallucinations or just daydreams or he fell asleep and had a dream
or
he watched something on TV.
Like there's something in his mind that's trying to make connections. It's like a misfire, right? It's a misfire. Oh, watch all the way you care for a minute. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I appreciate that. I've worked in age disability for over 12 years and you're doing an amazing job.
Maxwell, go ahead.
We are doing it. That's all I can say is that we don't get any sort of.
He did not. He's never been to Japan.
Dave has. We just are. We are who we are. It's not great all the time, but we are who we are.
Any clinical trial participation? No.
How he never forgets my name, M.
We once tried. My mom had cancer, and this was about 8 years ago, and I went with her to Dana-Farber in Massachusetts to get her on a clinical trial of a immunosuppressant drug that was supposed to fight cancer, and to fit with it, you have to meet their requirements to get in those tests, and they were ready to give my mom a lobectomy because that's what they needed to do, and then test the results.
Amy.
And
how you doing, girl?
My brother Dave's are you freaking crazy? She'll never survive the procedure or the 3 months that you were in the care while recovering from that.
My aunt had one.
That particular, those studies are more for the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies than the patients. And that experience really turned me around on medicine. Like they were ready to do a really dangerous procedure. And then we turned out with my brother Shelton, thank God my brother's a doctor, we ended up going to MD Anderson, no lobectomy. They did some radiation twice and the cancers never recurred 6 years ago. So one of those studies, be very careful. The medical people have their own agenda with those studies. And you don't want to be in a position where your loved one is the guinea pig for some pharmaceutical company. Just beware. And not all of them are like that, but beware.
User, your feelings are valid. Just know that.
Absolutely, Mama Bear. And I'm not saying that you can't do them, but in this particular case, it's one thing to take a pill and another group gets a placebo and you see what it does. But in order to qualify for my mom to the study, they were ready to do a procedure that could have killed her. And they were ready and willing to do it. She actually signed up for the program until I talked to my brother, and then we just forget that. And then as it turns out, she didn't need that. So that would have been god-awful. So just beware.
My aunt had a partial lobectomy, but she needed it.
Yeah, but your aunt was also 30 years younger than my mom.
100%.
And didn't have heart disease and all the other things that my mom was,
100%.
diabetes.
But
I mean,
that's
all
what I'm
the
saying.
risk
You have to
factors
look
she had.
at the person before you make any.
You have to just look out for yourself because nobody else is looking out for you.
Doctors
you need to look out for yourself and your loved ones.
Doctors aren't miracle workers, you guys. They just do the best they can. I've had Coco for 4 years. July was 4 years, so right before. My mom died of lung cancer, you guys. So had she
there are medications for newly diagnosed people. So
depends how old.
It depends on the stage of the illness, and there are medications available for the early stages. So definitely be involved with your loved ones, especially if it's dementia or Alzheimer's. They need family to step in and help make those decisions.
I also am lucky because I have an epidemiologist in the family. So whenever I also question things, I call my epidemiologist because they are the scientists behind what the doctors learn. Yeah. I would love to take care of Dan's mom. I have said that hands down. I told Dan, I told her multiple times, Joanne, I would love to take care of you.
If my dad was not with us, I would likely have my mom. I truly believe that. Because we have the room.
I would love to take care of Joanne. I think she would be wonderful to take care of. I think she would be a big help to me in other ways. I would hands down take care of her. But again, she divorced the man. It's hard. She couldn't do it.
It would be very difficult for her to
And
live
do I
with
not
my
tell?
dad.
Do I not tell her that all the time?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Joanne, you're welcome to come here anytime. I do. I would love her. I think it would be amazing to take care of her.
Ross, today, ironically, to this discussion, in your video, he was right there, and my dad was just saying, I got to go back to Joanne. I got to go home to Joanne.
Yeah, he said that.
Because he was confused. He wanted to see his parents and his sister, and he wanted to go home with Joanne, who he thought he still lived with. So you never know what you're going to get any particular time. But this was just like an hour and a half ago. Braden, I'm retired. I'm a lawyer, and I've been really working even up through even TikTok a little bit. We earn some money from social media. I do some advertising. We have some rentals that we help generate income. Danielle's earning some income from her social media. So we are getting by.
Or do you want to come talk with us on our show?
I don't want him talking today. He was sundowning a little while ago. So.
No, I'm good. Okay. Come sit down on the couch.
Met first Danielle, or Ed and Linda. Okay, well, Ed met Linda in like 1940 or whenever she was born. So I wasn't born until 67, and Danielle wasn't born until 74. So my dad met his sister when she was born. Linda is his sister.
Sit down, Ed. Ed, nothing is out there. Nothing you need to worry about.
Grandpa's concerned. Liam, aren't we all a pain in the ass at some point in our lives?
You just had dessert. Sit down.
My mom and dad parted, divorcing, and it was, I wouldn't say good terms during the divorce, but they share 5 kids. They've continued to communicate, and they get along, right? And they do have a mutual love and respect for each other based on their 25-year marriage and the 5 kids that they produced. So there is still a mutual respect, and he's the father of her children, and she is the mother of his children. So there is a mutual connection that will never go away. I mean, the weirdest thing after Janice died, you just, as a kid, even as an adult kid, you're thinking, I wonder. But my mom was with somebody at that time, so but you never give up on that dream, right? When your parents divorce, when you're a kid, you always think somehow, maybe, but unfortunately, reality dictates a little differently. My mom did not remarry. She had 2 long-term relationships. The first one, not a great guy. The second one, all right. What are you going to All right.
I got it.
All right. The second one was a much better,
Sit down.
really, but they were old. They were very old. And he's dead. He died a couple of years back.
Sit. I don't trust you.
Janice is Danielle's mother, was.
He is on something right now.
What?
He is so funny right now. I think he'd be okay. Because
I
took his hands, he said I need to wash them, and I washed them on my shirt, and he said, well, that's the first time anybody's done that on for me.
Ed never dated after Janice, no.
No.
That was it for him. I mean, he was already, like 78 years old or something. Dulce, my dad was sundowning, so it's not, I have to protect him. So today is just not a good day for me to bring him out. I would be too stressed out, and I don't want him to sundown on a live because it's live, right? It's live. Thanks, Debbie Lynn. I am always fundraising for the Alzheimer's Association and always trying to help them any way I can because it's a great cause. It's the cause closest to my heart. And if you can't afford to give, the link is in my bio. The money goes straight to the Alzheimer's Association. It's a tax write-off, all that stuff.
We don't take
Please
anything.
give if you can.
And if somebody asks for it to donate, do not give it to them. Is he out?
What is sundowning? Sundowning is just moments of extreme confusion.
No, come on.
When they're having a lot of difficulty remembering things or just functioning, that is sundowning, and it can range from minor to major sundowning. Today was a major major
No candy.
sundown.
Oh, good.
He didn't know if his parents were
Is this
here.
my seat here or what?
No.
What's going on, Pop?
What?
How are you doing?
Wonderful.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Do you know who I am?
I know who you are.
Who am I?
You're my son.
You want to sit down?
By
Pop?
accident.
I was an accident? I was an accident?
What?
I was an accident?
You were an accident?
I don't know. You want? All
Sit.
right. So
Okay.
Come sit down.
we'll
with
see
me.
how he
I'll
does.
sit next to, there's something to drink from that wine.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. Sit down
Okay.
Here, Pop.
for a little bit. We'll watch him for a little
Okay,
bit.
good. So you tell me
He's good right now.
what's going on with you.
I mean, things change very fast,
Quickly.
Pop. We're on the show, Pop. We're on TV.
We're on TV?
We're on TV. So
Not right now.
right now you're on TV. So
Really?
yeah, you're talking to a lot of people right now.
that's
So a
nice.
lot of people can see you.
That's nice, how it's like to me, those nice people.
Papa, you are known worldwide.
What's that?
You are known worldwide. You are known.
I'm known worldwide.
You are known
Get on
worldwide,
this
Pop.
thing and then they open it up and then
Why? He's pulling up and.
He's
Pop, what are
getting
you doing?
He's getting comfortable.
that's great.
All right. Yep, you are known worldwide, Pop. Everyone in here loves you. Look at the frickin' comments start going crazy.
My God, there's a lot of people on this thing here.
You got fans from Ireland. I sang a little U2 today for the Irish viewers. Not well.
You
Don't
did?
tell Bono, but I tried.
What'd you do?
I sang, Pop. On our earlier video today, I sang. I sang U2.
I didn't know you sang.
I did. You want me to sing again?
It's up to you.
Well, would you like to hear it?
Yeah, I would if I haven't heard you singing.
Oh, Lord.
Sunday, bloody Sunday. Ba-bum-ba-dum-ba-ba-ba.
Really?
How's that, Pop?
That's very loud and jarring.
All right. Well, is there any song you want me to sing?
What?
Any song you want me to sing that I know? I mean, I don't know a lot.
I don't know. I don't sing.
All right, how about the beat? How about the?
No, don't sing.
All right, Danielle, sing.
I'm
Don't
glad you
sing.
sang.
Don't
Some of
sing.
my kids sing.
Yeah, I sing, Pop. I sing. I don't sing well, but I do sing.
Oh, that's important too.
That just belting it out is healthy, right? It releases endorphins. When you sing yourself, it's like smelling your own fart. It always sounds good to you,
Oh
right?
my
I mean,
gosh.
that's just the way
Really?
it is.
Not always.
Not always. if you're-
Really? Really? You compared it to
Before
a
we
fart?
were singing, there wasn't much of anything.
Oh.
Right?
I don't
Now
know.
you're working at it. That's fine. If you want to sing, there's no reason why you shouldn't.
All right. I'm glad.
If you enjoy it, absolutely.
I absolutely enjoy it.
Well, that's what you have to do then.
Yeah.
Huh? What you do.
It's therapeutic. Sing my childhood songs. I mean, I listen to, some really random music. My mom, Helen Reddy, Peter, Paul, and Mary. I mean, just.
Did your mom listen to music?
She did listen.
She
to
did?
music. I didn't buy a Helen Reddy album.
She did?
Yeah.
It was your mom?
Angie, baby, she's a special lady, living in a world of make-believe. Well, maybe.
Where's your mother?
Pop, she lives in the same town. You're going to see her tomorrow for lunch.
Oh, okay, that'd be good. Yeah, I know her. She's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she is,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, you married her. I hope she's nice.
Pardon me?
You married her.
I did?
Yeah, you're divorced, but you chose to marry her.
How come I divorced?
Pop, I don't know. You ask her. It's between you and her.
I didn't know anything about it. I couldn't get a hold of her, or I'm in the position I'm in our,
Pop, you live with me. She lives in the same town. You've been divorced, but you're still in contact with her. You still see her a lot. She's the mother of 5 of your kids, so you see her a lot and you have a lot in common.
yeah, she's a good person.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's not married again, though.
Pop, I guess once was enough. After you, that was it. Nobody compared, Dad. No one
I hope not.
compares to you.
What the hell is?
Who sang that? That bald chick? Sinead O'Connor. Yeah. Hey, so we got a bald guy
What
singing a bald
does your
chick.
mom do?
She's retired, Pop. She's 87 years old.
Oh, is she older than me?
No, Dad, you're older than her.
Wow. She's a good person, though.
And you're a good person too, Pop.
Yeah,
She is not Chinese.
She's a good person.
My brother did. My brother Mark was married to a Chinese woman.
Your brother what?
Nothing, Pop. We have Chris Rock and what's his name on the guy who was in the movie where the aliens
Hart?
came. No, the aliens came and he was in the movie with he
Will
was the
Smith?
pilot and Jeff Goldblum.
Will
Independence
Smith?
Day. Will Smith. Damn it.
I said Will Smith.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Dan doesn't listen to me.
Everybody's been good.
Will
lately.
Smith.
Luckily, our family is good.
Pop.
Basically, we're all good. We have some things that we don't agree with, but that's normal for any couple. That's why we have yes and no conditions against people.
Yeah.
Pop, you're a wise man. You're a wise individual. 92 years of wisdom you got.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you've got 92 years. I think you've accumulated some wisdom through those 92 years. Yeah, I mean, this is another turn. I mean, this morning he was like this, and then different.
Whatever it is, everything is fairly well going right now.
Things are going well. And I think he gets a little adrenaline rush.
He
It's
does.
kinda
I
like,
think he likes performing.
Yeah, I
He
think
does-
that's
he
pretty
does
well.
like-
We all know
he
each other
likes
pretty
getting
well.
on here and that.
And the difficult thing is the people who we want to meet on the outside of living in this house, that's more difficult. But people who come to this house, for whatever the reason, we meet them and then we get to know them.
That's right, Pop. They come here to see us now. Because we're stationary. And you do get a lot of people that come to see you, Pop.
Yeah.
Yep, he's very
There's a lot
talkative.
of people who they want to see people.
Yeah.
You see that cat?
Even the cat wants to see people.
That's Blue Kitty.
Huh?
That's Blue Kitty.
That's
That's the
Lila
cat that
Blue.
always goes in your room, Pop.
Lila Blue.
That cat always goes in your room.
Well, he goes get together at certain times a day.
I'll be right back, Pop. Hold the fork for me, Dad. I'm
Wanna
turning
sit
it over
down
to another
now,
salad
or-
man. Hang on, I
What?
gotta
You
get a
want to sit
beer.
down?
I'll sit down.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay.
You look good.
Thank you. I'll come sit down.
Oh, Dan will be back.
Yeah, Dan, we still have the pig.
Broken bottles under children's feet.
Lila Blue. Yeah.
What's that?
So her real name was Lila, we found out from her microchip. We named her Blue. So she does respond to Lila, so I call her Lila Blue.
What's that?
What's the half door for? This guy, to keep him from meandering in the kitchen at night, late at night. Yeah.
Pop, I'm getting a beer here. Are you thirsty?
Give me your old thing.
You want something to drink, Dad?
I'll bring him his drink.
Daniel will bring you your drink.
What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking beer. You're drinking like Kool-Aid or something.
What'd you say?
I said, I'm drinking beer, you're drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You're not a beer drinker.
That depends on what type of socialization we have. I'm not gonna drink any beer. I've already had it already at home.
That's not beer, Pop. It's iced tea. It's not beer,
Iced tea, no.
and there's no caffeine in it.
Danielle, it always surprises me that a person like you is not married 5 years ago.
Shocking, huh, Dad?
Yeah.
Shocking. She's got that thing going on.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't think so. She's
That-
bright. She's a
She
bright.
got that attitude thing going on,
Yeah,
Pop.
that's
The
going on.
tone.
But she's a bright girl.
The
too.
Very
tone.
bright.
The tone.
That's what makes it tough. She's bright, so she knows what's going on.
I know what's going on. Yeah.
She knows the people that she's dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she can deal with people. She can deal with us without any problem.
Pop, what about me? What about your son? What qualities do I have?
You have a quality that I have.
Oh.
Bald?
He has more hair
Bald
than you.
and the inability to control my appetite. That's what I got from you. And the ears. Look at our ears, Pop. Who's your favorite elephant?
My favorite elephant?
Yeah. I know who it is.
I do too.
Who's your favorite elephant?
I know.
I'll give you a hint. The elephant that flies.
Who's the elephant that flies?
The elephant that flies?
The elephant that flies. Dumbo. Remember Dumbo?
Dumbo doesn't fly as far as I know.
Yeah, Dumbo's got those big ears, and Dumbo flies with the big ears. You love. You always love Dumbo, Pop.
Yeah, that was all good. I like this dog too.
Yeah,
She
that-
likes it. She likes the attention she gets.
That dog loves you too, Dad.
You
Yeah,
just ate
I
poop.
think so. There's 2 doggies now.
Yeah. Did he get his pills, by the way?
Yep.
Awesome.
They're friends or whatever.
Well, I'm absolutely. You know, you never know what happens with this particular disease from minute to minute. I mean, we've
Well-
been through really good times, really bad times, and now back to really
Yeah, I
sharp.
don't know anybody who knows all the answers.
Pop, nobody does.
So,
Nobody knows all the answers.
I wouldn't worry about your statement about not knowing a lot of stuff. You do. You know more than most people.
This is my dad. Yep. He was giving Danielle the compliments, and he's. I think you're being pretty honest now, Pop.
Well, that's what I feel. That you-
I appreciate that, Dad.
Well, no. You got whoever your mother and father is, that's who you appreciate.
Well, guess who my mother and father are? Well, guess who my father is? I'll tell you a little bit about him. You want to hear a little bit about my father?
I know pretty much about your father.
All right. What about him? What do you know about my father?
He's been pretty much a decent father, and he followed lots of his friends he made during his young years, and they carried their friendship for a long time.
Well, Pop, that's true, but I'll tell you, my dad is a podiatrist. Do you know that?
Do I know that?
My dad is a podiatrist.
I think I know that.
My dad grew up in Oakland, California.
We're getting to places where it sounds familiar.
My dad was born in Seattle.
That's right.
My dad went to Oakland High.
That's right.
My dad went to Berkeley.
You're right.
My dad is a foot doctor,
That's right.
and he practiced in Sunnyvale, California.
Where?
Sunnyvale,
Sunnyvale.
off Knickerbocker Drive. My dad married Joanne Salinger, or he married Joanne Coots, and then she became Joanne Salinger.
That's right.
Do you know who my dad is?
Who's your dad?
Yeah,
Sound like there's something I know.
that's somebody you know very well, Pop.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But that's good.
yeah, you are my pop, Dad.
Danielle's smart too.
She's smart too. Oh, we had an Oakland High grad from 1976. My dad, class of 1950. So you graduated 26 years after my dad. And we went back and visited your school a few years ago. I took him back there and he walked the halls. He got a thing on. He went into a class. They walked him around. They treated him, long before social media, nothing to do with this. They treated him like a king. It was absolutely great.
It's like a heart.
Yeah.
that injury is a heart.
Yeah.
How cool that is.
March, move.
That's it. All right, Dad, are you getting tired?
No, 'cause
All right.
my eyes are getting foggy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oakland, New Jersey?
What?
Nothing, Pop. I was responding to a comment.
No, I'm all right. I get up early this morning
You did.
because Janice got up early this morning.
He
No.
was up early.
You were up damn early, Dad.
What?
You were
Before
up
8.
early.
He was
Yeah.
up before 8.
Well, Janice is young and that's not unusual for her to get up at her age or yours.
Yeah, that's Danielle.
I know who that is.
All right.
But you're in the same boat as your age.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah, you and Joanne.
Yeah.
And I can sit back and watch all that.
You're going to enjoy the show, Pop. You
Yeah.
get to enjoy the
I do.
show.
I enjoy the people who are making the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both good people.
They're all good people, Pop.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think he's...
that's great.
All right, Pop. I want you to watch some TV, all right? You want to watch some TV before you go to bed?
What is today?
It's Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
I don't know what, on Monday. Whatever you guys want to do is fine with me.
All right, Pop. Here, why don't you take him to watch some TV here?
You what?
You're gonna watch a little TV, Pop.
Come with me.
Whatever you want. If you
Come
want
on.
to watch, that's
All
fine.
right.
Thank you.
All right, Pop. Be careful.
Got it?
Yep.
So,
Okay.
you know, he's, you know, physically he looks fine, but he's sundowning. His mind isn't there. But for a little while, he was really with it, and you know, it's been really up and down today. So I'm glad we got that moment. I don't think he's heading in the right direction. So we just want to, you know, we're live, so I have to be real extra cautious. All right. He feels the air conditioning. My dad's 92. Kimberly, I'm definitely. I mean, I have equal fear for losing my mom and my dad. Right? When I hear my mom is not doing well, I go into a funk and I worry. I mean, I'm the luckiest person in the world. I'm 56 and I have both my parents. I got my dad right here, and I have my mom's brain is still there, so I can still enjoy her. But I also know that the window is closing, so it's a, you know, it's going to definitely be an adjustment. I don't know what's going to happen, and I know that it'll probably be in a short span of time too, because that's the way life works. Here comes Joe. This is Joanne. We have a cat. We have an Eddie cat and a Joanne. Dan, were you close? I'm close with my whole family, including my mom. My mom's brain is sharp, and I'm so thankful for that.
Thankful and not. Right?
He's progressing. The disease is progressing, but it's progressing a lot slower than I would have anticipated. I mean, we're at 4 years, right? In memory care, average lifespan when someone's in memory care is 7 months. So we're at 4 years, and you know, he's still going strong. I mean, he's, for the most part, you know, he's definitely declined. No, I'm fine. For the most part, you know, you can see the difference. You can go back to the early videos and see the difference. But I am pleasantly surprised. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. He could go tonight in his sleep, or he could live to be 100. I really don't know what's going to happen. Have you listened to Mr. Forgettable? I have not. If you send it to me, if your son wrote a song or sang it, send it to me, I will listen to it. I'm not as worried about getting Alzheimer's or dementia because I have a premonition that I'm not going to be around that long. I mean, I'm not as healthy
I
as my
really
dad.
hate when you say that.
I'm not planning on dying tomorrow, but I mean, I just realistically, my
really
dad
hate
is a
when you
really
say that.
strong man.
I think
And-
this generation is different.
His generation is just, they are different animals.
Yeah, but I just hate it.
Nothing happened. He had Mohs surgery, but that's, you know, we deal with that every 6-8 months. Pinky, I'm more afraid of my mom dying than my dad. I grew up, my mom raised me, right? My parents were divorced, so I lived with my mom.
Hi, Dad.
And
How are you?
she, we were together alone, it was just the two of us. After my siblings were gone, they were out of the house, and I, was 10 years old and living with my mom. So I'm really close with my mom, and I dread, I think, that more than anything.
I hate when he says that. Honestly, I hate when he says that. I couldn't imagine life without Dan.
But Casey, I'm walking and I try every day. I fail a lot. She said, keep walking and watch your diet. I try. I'm good with the walking, I'm good with the exercise. I'm not as good with my diet as I should be. But I'm a lot better than I was before I had my MI. I eat a lot healthier, so I hopefully can make it another.
Sailing, my mom was my biggest loss too.
I want to see my grandkids play soccer and play baseball, and I want to play air hockey with my grandchild. ADHD diet is just difficult because you're up, and most of what I eat in the middle of the night. My mom is 87.
And he's very lucky because I have none of my parents. Some of you have asked over the night how I am with my parents. I don't have them. I don't have them. I don't have them. It sucks.
PB Brown, all of my siblings help in their own way. Mark and I did this 50-50 until it became too difficult for my dad. So my brother Dave, I've spent hours. All my siblings help. We're going to put that out there. My brother Dave, when I was dealing with Andrew and his IgA issues with his kidney, I would literally be on the phone with him for
Hours.
2-3 hours at a time, reading studies. He'd send me studies, and when he wasn't on the phone with me, he's reading about my son's illness. So, I'm really lucky. My mom and dad, for whatever reason, their kids are close together, and we have a bond. And so, and I talk to Mark every day. I talk to my sister almost every day. I talk to Adam a lot. I'm really lucky when it comes to that. And I'm the baby, other than Josh, the first family. I'm the baby, so I get a lot of attention from my older siblings. And they all help in their own way.
Dan is the nucleus of his family. He really is. As a baby of the family, everybody goes to Dan for questions.
Well, I was also the only lawyer in the family, and so everyone's got a legal issue or from now and then. So
Susie, I can't. Losing my mom and my dad in his own way, even though my dad wasn't prevalent in my life, he was in so many different ways, but not like my mom. It's the worst thing. I can't imagine.
the baby mistake.
I can't.
So when she finishes, I'll
can't
elaborate.
imagine when Dan loses his parents, it's going to be altering because I've been there.
I'm a
I've
baby.
done it.
I'm a mama's boy.
And he's a mama's boy, and he's now become a daddy's boy. And I can't imagine what life's going to be like when his parents die. Because I've lived it, I know it, I deal with it every day. But I think every individual has their own way of coping. Dan shuts down, just completely. He won't be able to tolerate it. When we lost our first dog, Dan was in mourning for 2 weeks. He didn't get off the couch. He did not get off the couch for our first dog. He did not. He did not go to work. He did not do anything. He couldn't function. So I know life is going to be horrible. Horrible.
Clarence
Clarence
was our first baby. He wasn't just a dog. That was our child. I got him in law school as a puppy, and I have memories of that dog, and it was the greatest dog. Clarence was amazing. It was a girl, but we called her Clarence. Because I was in law school, and Clarence Thomas was just getting confirmed, all the hearings.
We named all of our animals after something important.
Whatever was going
just
on
like
at
our
the time.
children. Our children are named after important
Jennifer
sports figures.
Payton is after
So
Peyton Manning.
our first dog, it was horrible. Dan was yelling at me. I worked at the time. I know some of you don't believe that, but I worked at the time, and Dan made me come home because he was crying in the house and saying, "You need to come home. It's not good."
I don't remember that, but
I
I
do.
remember, you know, I don't.
And then he
what I
wouldn't get
remember-
off. He would not get off the couch for like 2 weeks.
What
It
I
was
remember
horrible.
was, you know, and I didn't want to talk about it, but that we knew that the dog was going to die, and I took her on her last walk. I can't even talk
And
about
I
it.
was
Still.
work. I was at work, and he called me and he said, "You need to come home and say goodbye to our dog." He was such a mess, you guys. It was horrible. I could not. I said, "I gotta go." I called my boss and I was like, "I have to leave, just so you know." And my assistant director stepped up to the plate, but he was horrible. I mean, he could not move. He could not function. Look,
Great memories. Yeah, that was tough. My brother's dog is named Zeus right now.
oh, Whitney, get over it. Jesus Christ.
You can laugh at people that are overly sensitive.
I mean,
I
come
love
on.
animals.
I mean, laughter is also a coping mechanism for sadness. Get over it. Get over it. Come on, you guys.
And she loved the dog too, just as
Jeez
much.
Louise. I can't.
I forgot my story.
Billie Jean.
The story was sad. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That last walk.
Last walk, and you took her, and then you gave her food,
No, and
special food. Yeah.
she perked up on the last walk.
She did. And Dan called me, and he's like, "I think it's okay. I think she's okay."
All right, enough.
Okay.
Fuck.
She was our first baby. Yeah.
I'm not telling you any more stories about Clarence.
She was our baby. We have pictures of her. I mean, we kind of stole her because we found her on a walk. She followed us home.
The dog followed us. It's a
Followed
puppy,
us.
right?
And then, and then she followed us home, and then we went on a walk without her, and then somebody's like, "Have you seen our dog?" And we're like,
We had her for like 6 months, and you know,
No.
she was our dog at that point. There was no way. And we were walking because we found her, and somebody said something as we were walking, and I just actually, that's a horrible story. I just remembered it. The guy was in a wheelchair, right? It was not a service dog, so but the guy was in a wheelchair, and I could hear him yelling, "That's our dog!" And
That's so horrible.
it's horrible. But
It's horrible.
I just kept.
But we were like,
I
"Nope,
kept
she's
walking.
our dog now."
I just kept walking like
Kept
I didn't
walking.
hear it, and then we never walked back there again. But
Oh,
I mean,
Whitney,
this,
get over it.
it was horrible, I tell you. But the dog was our dog. I mean, that dog it would have come back to us anyway. If the person lived, it would have got out, and it would have come back.
She would have come back to us.
I mean,
'Cause
we
were
let that
very
dog
people.
run on its own, and it would always, you know, it would come back to our house. It would take off, and so it obviously could have got home if it wanted to. She was out all the time, so it's a terrible thing. I admit it, but I love that dog.
We loved her, and she stayed with us till the end.
Yep, she stayed with us till the end.
And she had every opportunity
Okay,
to go
the
back
ba-
to the owner.
The baby mistake. So, the funny thing is, there's a gap between myself and Adam, and it's like a 6-year gap, and I was obviously a mistake, and my mom has
Look at
admitted it
that.
from time to time.
Look at Baxter.
There's Baxter, and Clarence looked a little like Baxter.
But with one blue eye.
And she had a blue eye because she had a little Australian Shepherd to make her just a crazy ass lab. But I was obviously a mistake, and I remember my mom. I mean, she told me the
told
story.
you
I'm
that.
not going to tell the whole story because there's more to it. But
Oh.
when she got pregnant with me, you know, my dad was not the happiest camper. But he wasn't happy a few times either, and he became, you know, by the time I was born, obviously.
I don't think he ever wanted any
Yeah,
child.
I don't think he. You know, he was always like, oh,
Even
probably
with
another
Josh,
expense.
he was pissed off.
Yeah, but
But he still had them.
So I was a mistake, and I've never heard my dad say that until tonight when it just slipped out. So I'm aware, you know, that I was that 6-year gap, and you know, I don't know how their marriage was at the time. I don't know, you know, what was going on at that particular time, but yeah, I was a mistake.
He said it. He
Didn't,
said
it,
it.
didn't Cheryl Crow sing a
He
song about a
said
mistake?
it. He said it tonight.
He said it tonight, so it tickled me tonight to hear it. But,
And he gave me a
but
look.
did he say mistake or
And
accident?
No, he said accident.
So he said accident, not
But
mistake.
I still laughed, and then you went like this. You looked at me. You were so angry. But I mean, Andrew was an accident too. Not for you.
Andrew was very much on purpose.
No, I love my son, and he knows that. I tell him that all the time.
I think she recorded it. I don't know if she
No,
got
I
it.
didn't get that because
Well, that's all right. We don't need to
But-
record that moment. That's okay to let, that can die with my dad. The mistake part can go away. We don't
He
need
said
to,
that.
we don't
He
need to
was-
memorialize it
Oh my
forever.
God. It
Hey,
was the
surprises
funniest
are the
shit.
best thing in the world,
You were such. I mean, if you weren't born, look at us.
We
We
wouldn't,
wouldn't be here.
no, we wouldn't be here if I wasn't born.
Our true love.
Maybe my parents would still be married. I might have broke them up for all I know.
Oh Lord. I tried for 2 of my kids. Andrew, I did not try for, and he knows that. I was very honest about that.
And
I
Clarence did not have a tag when we got her. We did take her to
No.
the vet. She was not
She
tagged.
was not
And this
tagged.
was like after 6 months. If it was after, and we put signs
We
up.
put signs out.
We did the whole
everything
thing at the beginning,
appropriate.
right?
Lord.
And this was 6 or 8 months later, and by that time, sorry.
Sorry,
No
you
way.
lose.
I mean, it'd be like, they give
I'm
you the
sorry.
wrong kid at the hospital, and
I-
you bond with that kid for a year, and they come back and they're all, hey, you got the wrong baby.
Well, I think that's different.
That's a rough,
That's
it's a
different.
tough analogy. All right, we'll throw that out. Not
That
quite the
was
same,
different.
but
Not the same. But with a dog, at that point, 6 months later, we're like, sorry, we ain't living her. She's our baby.
Mia, I do invest in stocks, and in fact, it's been less in the last 10 years, but for a period of time,
2 cars and 2 individuals.
you got it, Pop. For a
No,
period of
three-
time, that's how I
three-
made my
three-
living, day trading.
3 cars.
I had to get her a certain amount of money every month, and so I would day trade. And I did, and sometimes I would make it in the first 4 days, and then I'd be done. Pop, what are you doing? Are you tired, Dad? What
What?
time is it? 6:17. Are you tired?
I don't know why.
Do you want to go watch TV or go to bed, or what do you want to do?
Neither one of us sit here and talk to you guys, whatever.
All right, well, if you want to sit here, take a seat. Here,
Yeah.
you can sit and talk to us, Pop. We were just talking about that I was a mistake. Sit right there. You remember when I was born?
1939?
No, Pop, not 1939. Take a seat. Take a seat. Dad, you were 7 years old in 1939. You're my father.
I'm your father?
Yep. So you didn't have me at 7. You're my dad.
We're on your real dad.
You are my real dad. You
Yeah.
got old and moved in with me.
What?
And he's sitting right there. My real dad is sitting right there.
That's good. I want to be your real dad.
You are my real dad, for real.
Oh,
I don't even know if you can.
yeah, I said what, so, you're about 50,
Pop, you're 92. I'm 56. You had me in your 30s. I was your 5th child.
50,
Yeah, and your best and favorite child.
no, I never said that.
You never said it, but still it's true.
You said.
Well, we know it. We keep it quiet. We
Oh,
keep
is
it
that,
quiet.
is that what it is?
That's what it is. We don't want
I
to.
know all my.
We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings,
No,
Dad. So
well,
we'll
I
keep
won't,
it.
because, from me, genetically like that, they're all the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
They're all the same. I'm your favorite, but we'll keep it just between you and me. We don't have to tell them.
I'm glad that you're doing well.
I'm doing well because you've showered me with love because I'm your favorite child. So I've succeeded in life because of your preferential treatment. Thank you so much.
Oh. That comes after your preferential treatment comes another form of treatment.
All right. Well, as long as I got it, that's fine. But you are my dad, Pop. You're my real dad. You live with me. I'm your son.
I know that.
All right.
I've always known. You were my first son.
I'm your 5th son.
5th?
Yep.
Who's my first?
David.
Oh, David's my son?
David's your first son. And then Mark.
Yeah.
And then Sis. Carrie Joy. Remember Carrie? Carrie Joy?
Yeah.
All right. And then Adam. Remember Adam? You call him Ad.
Yeah, I know Adam.
And then me.
Then who else after you?
And then Josh. Josh was the final.
Yeah, Josh, that's right.
Yeah, those are your kids, Pop.
Well, that's because they're all healthy right now, as
They're-
far as I know.
They're all healthy, Dad.
Yeah, that's good. For them, that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's good, Dan. I'm glad you keep track of everybody.
Well, they're easy to keep track of, Pop.
Pardon me?
They're easy to keep track of.
I am?
Well, you're easy too. Yeah.
I what?
You're easy to keep track of too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You have any questions for me?
Not right now, no.
All right.
You're looking good to me right now, so.
You're looking good, Pop. You're looking good too.
Well, you had a lot of schooling while I've known you.
A lot of what?
You had a lot of school and on a new way of learning with
Pop, I had a lot of school. You had a lot of school too. You went all the way through medical school.
did I?
Yeah.
I felt I wanted to be in school as long as I felt I wanted to be in school.
You were in school a long time. You had 2 kids before you got out of school. Before you became a doctor, you already had Mark and Dave.
Already had what?
Mark and Dave.
Oh,
And then you became a doctor. You know what kind of doctor you are?
what?
You know what kind of doctor you are? What kind of doctor are you?
Foot doctor.
You are a podiatrist, that's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Been a foot doctor for quite a long time.
yeah.
But you're a doctor,
Dave is a doctor.
yeah, Dave is too.
I'm not a doctor.
You didn't go to special school,
I did not.
but you act like one.
But I'm still special. I'm special in a good way.
You could be special. Every kid is special.
Absolutely. All your kids are special to you, right? Like all my kids are special to me.
Of course.
Yeah.
You've earned that respect too, because you just don't get it. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
And you've earned it.
And so have you, Dad.
No, me, I'm just still looking for where to go.
You're home, Pop. You're home right now. Your bedroom's right over there.
Yeah.
You live here with me.
I've been talking about all my kids that go to school doing things that they want to do.
All your kids are grown up. They've all finished school. And they all have kids of their own right now.
I don't know if they're all finished with school.
They're all finished with school. Dad, your youngest kid is 40 years old. Josh is 40. That's your youngest kid.
Josh is 40 years old.
Yep. And you had him in your 50s.
And I what?
You had Josh in your 50s. And now he's 40 years old.
With kids of his own.
How old does that make you?
I don't know. I don't care.
Well, that's perfect, Pop. I'm glad you don't
It
care.
can affect nobody as far as I know, as long as they do the things that they're supposed to want to do.
Yep.
My kids are all smart kids. How else they want to use your intelligence is up to them, but they have the basic intelligence. you
That's
know.
right, Pop. You did great. You did great raising your kids. You did a good job. The most important job you had, you did great.
Well, we'll see in time.
Well, Pop, it's been time.
Yeah,
You've done good.
yeah. All the kids that I have, they're intellectual and they understand both what's going on.
That's right, Pop. How are you feeling right now?
Pardon me?
How are you feeling right now?
Tired.
You want to go to bed? You want to brush your teeth?
I don't really want to go to be with my family.
Well, you're welcome to stay up or go to bed, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You stay up until you're ready to go to bed. But Dad, you're with your family every day. You live here, you're going to wake up to your family. You're going to go to bed to your family, and you're going to wake up with your family.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's very good. I love my family.
I know you do,
I
Pop.
don't always agree with them.
I know. They don't always agree with you,
They
but
don't always agree with me, but I still love them.
that's family. That's exactly the definition of family right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've earned that. They've earned that love too because of what they've been doing on the own.
Yeah, you gave unconditional love always. Unconditional.
You what?
You've given unconditional love your whole life.
Yeah.
You don't care if they've earned it or not. You love your kids.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Every one of them I love.
I know you do.
I want everyone to be happy and everyone to be through with learning about their backgrounds. And I want them to, while they're all doing it, they all want to learn.
They all do, Pop. All right, you want to brush your teeth?
No,
No?
I'm too tired right now.
Well, Pop, let's get your teeth brushed and then you can go to bed, all right? I'll help you.
Well, I don't need a toothbrush, no.
I'll help you. I'll get the toothpaste for you.
I can brush my own teeth.
All right, well, you brush your own teeth. I'll just show you where it is, all right?
You do that.
All right.
This is true too.
Yeah, you walk on that.
Yeah.
That's a walking machine. We'll go to the bathroom here and brush your teeth, all right? Yeah.
Hi, Trent. Yeah,
There we go.
very cute. I love these moments. I can't. No, he didn't adopt me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I wouldn't have allowed that. Not at the time. Mm-mm. Not at the time. It was awesome. You guys, I mean, these are moments that are cherished, and these are moments that are amazing, right? Ashley, he is. Yeah. He loves his family. If that's not any testament to the man he is. That's something he's always been. Loves his family. Yeah. No, he did not adopt me. He would have. He would have. But at the time I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that, you guys. It wasn't my time. It wasn't our time. We're having our time now. Me and Ed are having our time now. So if you can garner anything from the relationship of me and Ed, this is our time. This is our time. And these moments mean everything to me. So all those people that don't understand, these are the moments. These are my recovery moments. These are the moments that matter. I have learned to let go of so many things for this time right now. And this has helped me so much in the recovery and the forgiveness and for everything. And I'm so thankful for these moments. Whether or not you want to believe it or not, this is my moment. For all you people who don't understand our relationship, and you will never understand it because nobody would understand it, but the people who choose to understand it. Ed and I have had a very tumultuous relationship, and I have learned to let go of the anger, to let go of the things that are not as important as they are today. Yeah. This is what matters. And you don't gain that wisdom until you're 50, unfortunately. But you have to have the time, you have to have the loss, you have to have the anger, you have to have sometimes those moments to grow. To grow. I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything. And of everything I have are my moments now with him. And I know some of you don't understand that, but this is my time and this is Ed's time. We have never been so compatible in our entire lives as we have now. And so for that, I will always cherish that, and I will always relish. I've learned to forgive. I've learned, you can't forget, but I've learned to forgive, and I've learned to adjust. Adjust. Nobody understands what I went through. Nobody understands the turmoil.
Because I don't want you to put them on.
Nobody would understand it but me and Ed.
Because I don't want you to put them on.
But this is amazing for me. These moments, I love it. That's my story. That's my story. And sometimes in life, we have to forgive those moments. No. But really, the only important person to understand is me. Is me. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody other than my recovery and what Ed and I are doing today. And that is something I will forever be grateful for. Most people don't get this chance in life to I don't know what the word is. But I'm doing it. I'm recovering, and I am forever embellishing in these moments that I have with him as forgiveness and as an end to a chapter. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself because if I knew what I knew today, with all the relationships I've had in my past with my dad, with my family, you know, that are still alive, I'm able to do that. And I'm able to set aside those things and grow from those moments. I am proud. I am proud. But the only proudness comes from me internally because nobody can understand what I have healed from, right? And from what I am gaining from this experience with Ed. You know, Dan always said from the get-go, he said, Dan always believed, right? Dan always believed. He said, this is going to be a good moment for you and Ed. For you and my father, this is going to be an amazing moment for you. And I scoffed at him. And I said, shh, no, there's never. He's like, you watch at the end of this ordeal, at the end of this journey you've had with my father, you are going to be a better person from it and you will recover. And I said, you're crazy. This is 3 years in the making.
4.
Well, but really 3. I have no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. And he was right. Don't tell him I said that. But he was right. There's not very many things I agree with my husband on, just on principalities of it all. But this, with my relationship with his dad, he said, you watch. At the end of this journey, you will be thankful. And I laughed at that, and I scoffed at it, and I said, you have no idea. And today, I can tell you, he was right.
Those pages, by the way, were not hacked. They're just fake imposter pages.
And for those of you who've been here from the beginning, can see that. Yeah, my mom would be very proud of me. She would be
100%.
And my aunt is like, holy shit. My mom's side of the family is like, I would have never thought that I would be here today. Right? You were right. I'm not going to give you that much kudos, but I will on that. You're right. No regrets. These moments make me really happy. These moments are everything. You know, when he comes on and he's Ed, you know, he's his true self. This is amazing.
It is. You guys, I'm glad you guys got to see it. That's great. Actually, twice today he came on great.
He was good. I told you he was good. I can tell when I feel it. I knew he was willing.
Yeah, a quick follow would be greatly appreciated. And if you can tap, tapping is clapping.
Yeah, I love that man. It doesn't matter how frustrated you get in the day, he is still.
Thanks for the follow.
The recovery between me and him have been astronomical in the last 3 years.
Thanks, doctor, for the support for all these years. Greatly appreciated. There's a lot of people that have, been with us for the entire journey, and I'm amazed. Sometimes in the comments, people will comment about things that I had forgotten about. Some people out there know my life better than me. It's really a surreal thing to read. Oh, that's right. I remember that. I did say that, or what have you. So for all you that have been around for that long, thank you so much for all your support.
And for all of you who keep watching, thank you.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we look at us and we're like, how do people show up every day
same people, some people from the beginning, and have watched us and stayed with us this whole, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But that's why I believe in everybody else. Like people say, how do you do it? You can do it. You know, it's not easy and you're not perfect. There's no such thing as perfection in this journey. But when there's a will, there's a way. And for healing purposes, these things are important. You know, these things are important. And people, so many people come and tell me every day, thank you, because I've reached out to my parent, I've reached out to this, I've reached out for that. You have made me see that it is possible. You don't ever forget, but you can forgive. Right?
That's right. The sound is the dogs. That's why I'm laughing. They're going bananas, you know. They get restless. We're sitting here paying attention to the phones, and the dogs are stealing the show.
As always.
As always. She just threw a cat out there. Are you, it's been an hour and a half. Are you ready to eat?
If you want to.
What?
If you want.
What are we going to eat? Oh, I have my dinner from Dos Coyotes. That's right.
Oh, see. The half door. There it is, and it's amazing.
I don't
It
know,
keeps it from
Marie. I
home.
don't know how they met. I was 10 years old. I didn't know about them until you'll have to read about how that happened. It was a shocker. I am excited. for
Dan's
dinner.
always excited for food.
The dogs. How old are the dogs?
Coda's 4, Baxter is 8, 7, 8. Yeah.
I'm eating Dos Coyotes. I have a Yucatan chicken salad.
I made salad and I have a chicken burger that is waiting for me. Yep. Good old chicken burger. I love it. Hello, another Northern Ireland. Dan's always had his account, you guys. It's just me that struggles with mine.
I have one account. That's all. Always had one account. Ed ate. He had the chicken salad for dinner. Just the
Scotland
same
hat.
thing I'm going to eat.
And that's called the Jimmy hat or something?
What?
The Jimmy hat. The Scotland hat is called the Jimmy hat.
How you doing in Fiji? I don't know what we feed them. We feed them food from the feed store. You know, we live like in a rural area, and we have a
Costco.
feed store where
But
people buy all their
Oh, sorry,
cow
Jason.
food and pig food and
I've been going to
lamb
Costco.
food,
I've
all
been
that
going
crap.
to Costco lately for their food. It's cheaper.
Well, when I buy it, I buy the feed store.
When we're on a quick oh shit, I didn't go to Costco, he goes to the feed store. And we get the pig's food at the feed store too.
Yes, we do.
Donnie Cat? Yeah, Donnie he's weird, you guys. He's very like skeptical of new people.
Thank you for the follow.
So he hides out most of the nights. He waits for me to give him his food, his crack. I call him the kitty crack. Yeah.
Marie, you know, enough is enough already. Where is the, yeah.
Oh.
Where were we? How do you follow? I don't know. How do you follow? I think you hit a follow button. I had an MI back in 2019. So it's been about 5 years on Valentine's Day, 2019. How you doing in Delaware? My dad was and is still a good dad. He's always been a good dad, especially when the chips were down, you know, through difficult...
Thanks,
An
Cindy.
MI is a heart attack, Crystal.
Yes, Sandy. Thanks from Arkansas, Jelly Bean.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. I don't know. Arkansas. Arkansas. He just went to sleep.
He just went to sleep.
The single male. He was on for twice today. He came out twice for 5 or 10 minutes each time. He was doing great. It was thankfully not a massive heart attack. It was a minimal,
And
you
it wasn't a widowmaker.
a more mild heart attack. Thank God. And it, you know, I needed that wake up call, and that's what changed my life. That precipitated my retirement from the law, and I'm still working on retiring. And that's what allowed me to bring my dad in, because my focus changed. once you face death, and if anybody read my letter to my family that I wrote in the hospital, I did a video, and it just when you face death, it changes your outlook on life, and that changed the way I look at everybody, my kids, my siblings, my mom, my dad, everything. I almost orphaned all of them because of my stupidity.
And me.
And Danielle. And it would have been, that's what, talk about feeling guilty. I wasn't worried about my life. I was worried about leaving
Sorry,
everyone
Jason.
else in the lurch.
Changed you. Yeah.
Oh my God, you had a sudden cardiac death at 24 last summer. Jeez. I mean, that probably related to some kind of something, either a congenital defect or really unhealthy behavior. But it's nobody's safe. We don't realize how fragile life is, and I certainly didn't. I thought I was going to live forever, and I was invincible, and I'd never get sick, and I'd always be able to bench 300 pounds. No, those life changes, especially as you get older. I don't do the ferns until I'm ready for bed. So I'm really trying to cut back on everything. You had a massive heart attack at 34. That is so scary, and I hope your lifestyle has changed, and you can go on living. The modern medicine's amazing. It really is.
Cookies.
Marriage. You want to know about marriage? Let me get you something. For those of you that are on,
It's not, Tanya. I've lost both of my parents really young. I could not, and we're getting older. So death is upon us, right? Death is upon us.
death is upon us. I wrote a little skit about marriage today.
You did?
Yeah, I wrote a skit.
When you were yelling at me?
Yeah, when I'm saying I'm trying to work, I'm trying to write. So this is a skit that's meant to be by Danielle and I and another couple, and I have a couple in mind. I don't even know, they probably don't follow me, but it's just a young couple on YouTube, and I've watched their content. Dave and Chelsea, I think, is who it is, and I imagine that they would be.
You know where you put it?
Yeah. So this is a skit, and so imagine a video that starts out in somebody's house where, hey, our new neighbors are coming over, and it's a young couple, right, in their 20s, and they have a young child, and we're coming over to meet them for the first time, and they have a conversation. It's like, hey, our neighbors are coming over, and the guy's like, oh shit, what are you inviting people over for? And then the next scene, they're on the couch, and this is the skit. So the first scene, it's two couples sitting on the couch. The young wife, it's two couples. The young wife asks, so what's the secret to a long, happy marriage? And then the old man, which would be me, the older guy, well, it's simple, really. Compromise is the name of the game. You try and listen and understand the other person and always keep an open mind. And then the wife, it's about mutual respect. And as he said, compromise is the key to a good marriage. And then the baby cries, and the young wife gets up and says, I got to go tend to the baby. And then the old wife, which is Danielle, gets up and goes with her. And then it's just the two guys sitting in the room. And I say to the young man, I go, all right, dude. First of all, the character takes a big hit of a vape. Like, right as soon as the woman leaves the room, he takes it out. It's a tobacco vape. So he's like, dude, forget about compromise. Forget about mutual respect. That's a pipe dream. It's not about compromise or mutual respect. You have to throw out everything you know about relationships. Just remember this one thing. Winning is losing, and losing is winning. And the young guy says, really? I'm so confused. And I said, of course you are. We're all confused at first. You have to understand, pointing at the other room, that's not the woman you married. Once she had that kid, all the motherly instinct that she once directed towards you has now shifted towards the kid. You are personally responsible for all the uncomfort during the pregnancy, and you are personally responsible for all the pain during childbirth. And the other guy goes, oh my God, that kind of explains a lot. I go, yeah, the kid, you put that kid inside her and you caused all that pain. But she gets all the credit for creating a beautiful new life out of nothing. And the young man says, well, when does it get back to normal? And the old man says, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but that life is gone. I thought maybe when the kids, I'm talking about my own kids, I thought maybe when my kids were grown, things would go back to the way they were, but no. Unfortunately, right about the time your kids are moving out, the change comes. And the guy goes, the change? What change? And I laugh and say, well, how do I explain the change? Okay. You know when it's her time of the month, right? And he goes, oh yeah, I'm aware when it's her time of the month. All right, well imagine it's her time of the month and the bedroom floor is filled with your dirty clothes, the sink is full of dishes, and she comes out to scold you, and you know, like an idiot, the idiots that we are, you make some ridiculous comment like asking her if her best friend has lost weight because she's looking so good. And the young guy goes, nobody's that stupid. Just imagine that for a second. Then wrap that all up into a ball and throw the ball against the wall a couple times just to really piss her off. All right? The young man said, okay. All right. Now, imagine that, and now multiply it by 10. That's the change. And it comes out of the blue, and it stays year after year. God knows how long it stays. And then it slips to the two women in the other room. And Danielle says to the young woman, so, you know, how many times a week do you guys do it? And the young wife says, well, you know, we try and do it 4 or 5 times during the week. And then Danielle says, oh no, girl, you got to shut that down right now. Oh no, girl, you got to shut that down right now. You have to make them earn it. You can't just be giving that up with nothing in return. Sex is the biggest leverage that we have. When you take control of the bedroom, you take control of the relationship. And then the young wife says, really? But then I lose out too. You don't need a man to find pleasure. With a little practice, you can create all your own pleasure. You can do it faster and without all the man drama and the mess. And then the girls start to walk back in.
Purple sucker.
The girls start to walk back into, and then it's back with the 4 couples sitting on the couch. And the old man says, so actually it's pretty simple. A good, happy marriage starts and ends with mutual respect. Not just words, but actions. And the old wife, and the old wife says, you know, try and put yourself in the other person's shoes and ask yourself, how would I feel if I were you? And then the young wife says, yeah, I love that, nodding. I'm going to put your words into action starting tonight. And then the young woman smirks at the old woman, and the young man says, me too. Thanks for the words of wisdom. The young man then smirks at the old man. The old man says, anytime I can help, just, you know, I can tell you guys are going to have a good, happy, healthy marriage. That's my skit. We just need to find the other couple to make that skit with.
What does that mean?
That's what I wrote today.
I know, but I don't understand it.
It's just comedy. There's
That's
nothing to
comedy?
understand. I hope it's comedy.
Okay, Archie.
Yes, it's not politically correct comedy, but it's just a little comical skit.
Okay, Archie. We've been watching too many Archie Bunkers.
We do watch all of them, but I think, you know, if it's done well, I think it could be a good skit.
Shit. I don't know. Crystal, me too.
That's what I have to say about marriage.
What, can you sum that up? Because am I the old woman?
Yes.
Shit.
And I'm the old man. It's just the description, right? They'd be named. It would be Danielle and Dan, or, you know, Chelsea and David, or whoever it turns out to be. That would be. Anybody watch that? Chelsea and David? I think it's
No,
David.
I don't have any
Anybody
idea.
out there watch them on YouTube?
I don't even know. You've confused everybody.
I just read a skit. I don't know why it's so confusing.
Oh, yeah.
It's, you know, it's a joke. It's just a joke.
Ha 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 ha.
All right. Well, I mean, she doesn't like my poems, my skits. So
We
that's
watch-
marriage, right?
Well,
You made my
and
point.
we watched like 2 Archie Bunkers last night.
So
All
we
in
need the
family.
perfect couple to make
Oh my
that skit
gosh.
with.
I can't. It needs more.
I just use old. It's about a midlife couple and a young couple. That's what it's
We're
about.
midlife.
We're midlife.
We're old.
I'm 56. I mean, I have less time ahead of me than behind me, unless I live to be 112. So that's it. People like it. You guys like that? I mean, I think it would be funny to watch. I think it'll be a good skit if it's done well.
Bye, Sandy.
I will be 57. All right, and you got our commentary on marriage. All right, are you ready? It's 105 minutes. All right. That's why I don't write her poems. For that reason, right there. Because I'll give her a poem that I've written from my heart. I'll hand it to her. She'll read it. Oh God! Just like she did the day I proposed to her. That's what I do.
What? What are you saying, bro?
I'm just saying. That's why.
I love you anyway. It's fine. That's his skit, Archie Bunker. Just because we watched 2 episodes.
It's not Archie
All of
Bunker
the
because
family.
the point
And
is
last night I was like, wait, I don't understand.
Archie
what
Bunker
she doing?
is one-dimensional. He is the way he is. We just had, the couples like saying, oh, it's all about compromise and all that bullshit. And then when they separate, it's about the real shit. And then they get back together and you're talking about compromise and that shit again. So I'm just being real.
Is that real?
It's not really real. It's comedy.
There was nothing funny in that.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Ugh.
I mean, obviously you're not the target market for that. I hope you can act it. I mean, I don't know how you're going to act if you don't think it's funny. Maybe I should get another actress that can play that.
Anywho.
Kim, you don't need that. You don't need to agree with her.
Small market.
All right, well.
I missed some parts. Oh my God. All of the Family's on MeTV. Just so you know, I was like, Dan and I were in like the total, I was like, I don't understand what Edith is doing. She was alone in a room and she was in that
You don't have to talk about one random episode of All in the Family that nobody's seen. It just was an episode of All in the Family. She went to a wedding and she came into contact with her old flame, and she had to fight, off her attraction to the old flame, and she went back to Archie, and the old flame was super nice and respectful and non-misogynistic, and then she went back to Archie, who's Archie, and she loves him, right? That's what it turned out to. She loved him.
There you have it.
And that's all it was. All right, can we eat now? Guys, thank you so much for
And on
hanging out.
that note, we are leaving.
Thank you for hanging out, and we'll be back on Wednesday. I hope. Maybe there'll be a younger woman here. I don't know.
Shit.
Everyone have a wonderful
Anyway,
night. Enjoy.
watch Archie Bunker. You might see something. Bye. I love you guys. See you in the morning.